So here we are again. This is the vlog for August 31st, 2018, and I'm in a hotel room again. And this thing on my eye, this isn't new actually. I always have this little bump here. It was a sty that I had on my eye a couple of years ago, and it turned into this little hard thing on my bottom eyelid and hasn't gone away, but it doesn't interfere with my vision. I don't feel it. I only notice it when I have sunlight streaming in on the left side of my face in this hotel room. So it's the only time it's going to really be noticeable. I'm a bit sloshed. I'm not really. I had a margarita and a beer at the Red Robin down the street. Walking 4 blocks to get there, it has apparently affected my metabolism in absorbing the alcohol into my body, and as may have been mentioned other times on this vlog, I'm a bit of a lightweight, so that's a thing. There's a mirror right above where I've got my laptop on this desk. So what's sort of weird about the way cameras in laptops, phones, and other devices work is that it flips the image so that it behaves like a mirror. So I'm raising my right hand, and it is my right, but it will be your left when you watch this video. But on my screen, it's also on the right. So once I go back and watch these videos, I go, oh yeah, everything's sort of flipped around, and that's the way it should be. I think it's because it makes it much easier. We're used to looking in mirrors. We're not used to having to try and make our, bodies move on one side or the other. So it's just more natural this way. It actually is a very genius genius feature of most modern cameras, or modern cameras built into devices. So I'm in a hotel room for the next 24 hours or so. It's not even going to be 24 hours is the sort of annoying part. I'd rather not be in the house for another 24 hours. It was actually much easier to deal with the smell when we arrived home on Sunday. The last time we had this done, it wasn't too hard to breathe. It was nice. It wasn't really nice, but it was better than the last time I remember having to deal with this, where we only waited 24 hours. It was the dead of winter, and the house stank to high hell for 2 full days afterwards. So, while I'm here, actually, I'm going to set the Wayback Machine even further. When I was a kid, my parents had the house floors done in the dead of winter. That was what I was referencing. Actually, I wasn't even a kid, I should say. I was in college at the time. I was going to community college. And I had, finals the week after, it was leading up to the week of finals is when we decided to have sorry for the shaking, is when we decided to have the floors, they decided to have the floors done in the house, and they went on vacation. I love my parents. They went on a vacation. I think they went to California to visit some family or friends down there, but I couldn't go. I couldn't go because it was finals. So I stayed in a Motel 6 for 4 days, I want to say, while they were enjoying California, warm California. I mean, it was much warmer than Seattle in the winter. I want to say it was November, so it was properly cold out. They went down to California. They came back. The house was done. The floors were done. We went in, but because it was the winter, they didn't leave any of the windows open to air the house out. And it was terrible. I mean, it it felt like it was still toxic. In fact, I'm still not sure I haven't had some sort of permanent damage done to my body from being in the house for that day afterwards, when it was so bad it was making my eyes water. Not fun. The guys who had done the floors tried to sort of alleviate the issue by turning the heat on as far as it could go, which meant that the house was much warmer than the outsides, which was nice. It was really cold out, but now I'm in a super hot house that reeks of chemical stench for a weekend, and I have finals the following day, I want to say. I did okay, but I had had a better than a 3.6 going into that set of finals, and I think I finally finished that year with like a 3.5 or a 3.4. And my time at community college, I barely kept a 3.0 by the time I was done. Not proud about how far I slipped. I actually made the dean's list the first quarter I was in college. I am not a stellar student, so that shocked me, and it shocked my parents, but they were very proud and not at all surprised when it slipped down shortly afterward. But that was life. The one thing I wanted to say, though, is while I was in that hotel room for a couple of days, studying, getting ready for school, I was actually very close to the bus, the park and ride that I used to get to school. So it was pretty easy just to go to class, come back, go to the hotel room, do a little bit of studying, and then I had a lot of free time. So what I did was I went to KB Toys, which still existed at that point. They were going out of business, and they had a load of Zoids, these old model kits that they had for 1/3 normal retail price. I bought a ton of them, and I bet a bunch of them are still in a tin somewhere, some sort of bin with battery acid leaking out of them and eating a hole at the bottom of the bin. But this time, slightly different plan. I think I actually was showing off building this in another video earlier this year. I still haven't finished it, but now seems like a good time. I don't have my access to my computer or any other major video game systems. I just have a laptop, an office chair, a desk, and a hotel room. So what else am I going to do but listen to some Critical Role and build some Gunpla? So that's going to be my weekend probably. I'm also going to get to walk. I'm really close to Marymore here at the Redmond Inn. So it'll be a cinch to just walk down to the park from here. I won't have to drive or anything. I'll walk back and get plenty of a good workout. So that's going to be my weekend. Should be actually really nice. Staycation, as it were. So I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.